Yeah, hello, Prof here, and we're back with another unboxing, first look, and etc. Video. Not necessarily something part of this, but I did pick up the Pokemon ETB that I was missing. Because I pre-ordered only one, because when you pre-order these, they don't tell you which one you're getting, annoyingly. We got quite a lineup. There you go, temporal. There we go. We also got the new Temporal Forces booster box. And I did figure out which ones I'm missing. I'm missing the ETB for the 151. I do got the premium collection. And I'm missing, I think it's Obsidian Flames booster box. Either way, it's not, as always, what this video is about. Let's see here, we need a knife. Orange, titanium, the new Copper Boy. Yeah. Oh, King Arthur. Yeah, I started shooting a video. Is that what you show up? Literally haven't seen you all night. Yeah, this isn't the empty spot I shoot videos with, my dude. It is. I'm never getting used to that double close. Yeah, on another note, Ubiquiti U7 Pro. Got one of those, and it's installed. My 5 gig internet is usable now because I made not a PFSense box, a OpenSense box using a server I got from work. So I can pull the full 5 gig now, which is really, really, really handy. To be truthful, do I need 5 gig? No. 2 would have probably been fine. I was used to having gigabit spectrum. Here's in the letter opener here. So 2 gig would have been fine because I took some stuff that was being hosted remotely and hosted it locally. So that would have been giving me 1 gig, which is what we had before for home, which was fine. And 2 gig would have given me a gig, and that remote server had a gig, like a full gig, bi-directional. So that would have been about the same. But at least when I signed up, I don't know if that's still the case, but they required you use their hardware. Whereas at the time of, and this is where I say this might change, because at the time of sign up, it also said that I needed an SFP capable router, which is part of the reason why I went with building my own. Turned out, because we are a newer installation, actually like one of the newest installations, that they switched to 10 GBE or 10 gigabit Ethernet. Better for me, because that's what my entire infrastructure already is. But I don't know if that also changed. Theoretically, we could actually reduce our speed, but it's all set up now. If you're wondering why would you want to reduce your speed? Well, turns out, like, even if you buy Ubiquiti's top end, like if you want to buy a router, off the shelf router, even Ubiquiti's top end router can only switch up to 3.5 gigabit with, well, all the features as for why you would buy it, like software stuff, enabled. You can only do 3.5 gigabit. So having 5 ends up being pointless if you have that hardware, which is why I ended up building my own. So that's why 2 would have been enough, but I went 5 because, to be truthful, yeah, you're like, well, that sounds a ton more than Spectrum. Nope. $5 difference, I want to say, than Spectrum. Not advertised price, but you only get that for 6 months or maybe a year depending on your contract. We've lived here for a long time. We're well beyond that. But even I think I did get a discount for pre-ordering for like a couple years or something. But even the price of the fiber after the discount is off, like because I only got that because I paid ahead of time and stuff like that. No cost for installation or anything, but I just kind of like pre-ordered or whatever because I knew I wanted it. Even then, it would only be like, I don't know, like 20, 30 bucks more, something like that a month. So, like, because I spent 40 on my remote server, that or my dedicated server a month, that's kind of like what I gave myself for budget to increase the cost of the plan. And we're under that even after all my discounts are off. So, why not? Alright, so man, sadly, this guy's got to go back for repair. The tactile turn ice fall. Right here with the nice Damascus clip. I don't know if it'll. Either way, you barely have to touch it usually. Yeah, like that. I'm not putting any pressure on it. And it goes out. Sometimes it was even getting to the point when I was regularly using it where like it would be a click pen basically. Now it has a nice juice up in there. So we're going to yeet the juice up, and so I can keep that. I'll go put it in the Delrin. I'll put a G2. Oh shit, I forgot. Where did I put that? There's also a G2 spring. I feel like the slims work better with a G2 spring. There's one. See, it's a much coarser spring. This is actually from the Burnley. I don't know where the one from this one necessarily went, but I don't use them anyway because I think the G2 spring works much better. However, I want to send this back in form I got it in, since it's going out for warranty. G2 ink goes back inside, even though it's technically from a Crass Customs pen. I just don't want to send my juice up, which is a refill I'd actually want to use. So this back in here. Yes, also in the Crass Customs that envelope, just because that's what I happen to have. And let me grab the other refill. brand new juice up, basically. Shouldn't actually say I've used it a lot over the past couple days, but we'll put in this fairly heavily worn one. Got a lot of goobers on it for being, I guess, 3 months old. Not all that used, as you can see. So here is a used one out of you can see how about, like I said, the one on the left isn't brand new. You can see the line right there, right above, kind of 1 millimeter up or so, where it was. I've used about that much. So I don't know, it's a third maybe or a quarter. That is because that clicking, where it would basically end up unclicking itself as you're using it almost, got really freaking annoying. So I just ended up not using it. In this case, popped it back in here. I can put the basically new one back in the old refill stash. Even stock, the Juice Up's a nice pen. And Paisley Marie just took my chair. Who said you could do that? Who said you could steal my chair? Alright, what do we got in here? Looks like a mix of vinyl and CD. So I guess this is a Japanese music unboxing. With a bit of context with so, hey, you're gonna get cut if you're that close. Miss Paisels. I got sharpen this knife. So, what do we got here? We've got a Paisley Marie to the left, Locking Our Light. And then we have the new album from Zazen Boys, the first one in, like, I don't think it's 10 years, but nearly 10 years or something like that. Rando is I believe what it's called. I have already listened to this on Deezer. But I do have a lot of Zazen Boys albums. Like, there's literally some sitting right there that you can put away. So I thought I would pick it up. I do like their stuff enough to own it. Actually, some of their... I would put one of their albums in my top 10. It's like live at Matsuri Session Basement Tapes or something like that, if I recall. Yep, so pick this up. There's also a vinyl of this coming. I have that on order. Truthfully, most of their stuff is not available digitally. When this came out, it actually became available digitally. Had I known that was going to happen, I may not have bought the CD, especially at the time too. Did not know the vinyl was coming. Usually having a digital, like a digital release that I can get, and a vinyl is preferred to me over the CD. But we got the CD now because I didn't know any of that was happening, because it hadn't in the past. And like I said, first album in a long time. So then, in addition to that, we have two new vinyl. Well, this one isn't all that new. It is a Asian Kung Fu Generation single. 2018. So yeah, not all that new. It just happened to be in stock. I think this is I was gonna say Brothers and Sisters. No, it's my brain is crapping out here. Boys and something. I want to say Boys and Girls, maybe. Yeah, the it's all Japanese for the package, so that's of no help. And then this, though, for Asian Kung Fu Generation is the vinyl version. I believe it's Surf Bunka Kamakura Complete, because way back in the day they released this, but they didn't finish all of the tracks at the time. They have since finished all of the tracks on the album, and release it. This is also another one that I have, and basically made a track for each station. That's how it's set up. And the CD version of this, which I do also have, I believe, and I believe I already ripped it. Yes, has like a map actually that shows the actual stations that like like based on like a real map sort of thing. This is the vinyl version. They always do a nice, I wouldn't say the best release like on their limited edition stuff, but they usually do a fairly good job. Like if you're gonna have one from Asian Kung Fu, if you're going to have a limited edition, they would be one to get it from. I wouldn't say it's as unique necessarily as stuff like TK's solo works. Those can get like crazy unique, but picked it up, and that's all it's really in this one. It's just I was ordering this. I don't have this one, this vinyl from them, and they happen to have it in stock. And I believe this was ready. This was like the pre-order. This was the one that was holding everything up. Because, like I said previously, Zazen Boys really wasn't on digital and especially streaming. But as of this, and I noticed that ever since COVID, kind of, when these bands come back, usually a new album is a chance for them to renegotiate or like relook things over. Like, oh, hey, we want to release this on streaming. And if you're like, well, if we're going to put all this effort and get the artists set up on streaming, like our artists set up on there and whatnot, and get it distributed through our label, and they, I believe, have their own label. Let's see, by Space Shower Networks Inc., distribution, Matsuri Studio. Yeah, so I could see why, because they're not going through somebody like Asian Kung Fu Generation, or AKG here, who goes through Sony. And Sony is going to have all of that already set up, especially because they own many of the major distribution networks, multiple in Japan. The fact where they're fighting each other, it's very weird that they make multiple of the exact same product and make them fight. Some have shut down due to that. Maybe that's in the U.S. It seems like we do that before we release it. In Japan, it seems like they're like, yeah, let's make 6 of them, and whichever 1 or 2 come out on top, they stay. It just seems kind of odd. Like I've heard also of like departments and companies there being told to like fight against each other. You would think you would want them, but they're like huge companies too. So not saying that doesn't exist in the U.S., but very much a thing over in Asia, more so. Like companies that like they'll make cars, plastic toys, and washing machines or something. Like like they're all separate companies, but they're not. It's weird. I shouldn't say that, but it's different. It's different. And so traditionally, Zazen Boys wasn't on there, but because of this new album, not only did this album go on streaming and available for digital and stuff like that, maybe not all the previous ones, a lot of the previous ones did as well. Just noticed that Sawa O Yakamada, I believe it is. I might be saying that wrong. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head without reading it. Lead singer of The Pillows, his new single's out. That one, and I think one previous one, happened to be on streaming on Deezer. Then I was like, I wonder about The Pillows, because previously the only Pillows that were on streaming were the Fooly Cooly related stuff, which makes sense because they don't have rights to it. Somebody else does. One of the anime studios. So that's why they had to re-record it and stuff like that. And a lot of their stuff is now up there. I wouldn't say some of their most recent stuff might not be up there. But, so that's an interesting thing. Also, I've even seen it when stuff gets relicensed to be remastered for vinyl. Then they'll get a holy shit. Hold on. I gotta go. The video's done.